Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the Disc Golf Answerman.
Hey there, disc golf dudes. This is Tim from Portland, Oregon.
I like T-Bro better.
Me too.
We're sticking with
He
T-Bro.
sounds like an Oregon dude. Nice and laid back.
Oh, hey, man.
Hey, man.
And I was wondering about sponsorship for dynamic discs. I have been playing for just over a year now, and really seen a lot of accelerated, growth in my range, my control, and my putting, and I feel as though I could be an amateur player, and if not better. And I just recently got my amateur PDGA number, and I was wondering, like what should I do, or how should I get myself ready to make this a thing? Like if I wanted to be sponsored, if I felt like I was ready to be sponsored, and maybe that's another thing. Like how should I know that I should be ready to be sponsored, or if that's a good idea for me? Thanks, dudes.
So I'm going to give, and then of course I'll let Robert, since that's his job, team manager, but I'm going to give you my thoughts real quick on this because this used to come up a lot. Stop trying to be sponsored.
Yeah.
Just do your thing. Give to the disc golf community. Stop worrying it. And I'm not T-Bro. We're sticking with T-Bro. T-Bro, I'm not saying this is you. This is kind of a generality. Stop worrying about what can be done for you as far as sponsorship and start concentrating on what you can do for the disc golf community and disc golf, and then sponsorship will come. Does that make sense? I get it. I understand people want sponsorship. I totally get it. You're playing, you think you're doing really good. You see all these sponsorship players getting this free plastic, doing this really cool thing, and this is kind of like a goal for you to get to become sponsors. I get that. I completely get that. But if that's your driving goal, then I'm afraid that when you get the sponsorship, it's not going to be all you thought it was going to be.
Yep.
You get it? Get where I'm?
Oh, for sure. Because, there's so many different types of sponsorship and so many different things that companies look for in sponsored players. It can be everything from a top level player to just someone that's a really good representative of just saying, hey, these products are awesome. We love this stuff. So, just kind of doing your thing and just do the best you can, and somebody will notice you, you know?
Right.
Like Denise said, there's different levels. So I think some people, and I've seen this through comments on Facebook and things like that, people automatically assume because you're sponsored, it means all your stuff is paid for.
Yeah, your entries are paid
the
for,
manufacturer sends you everywhere you need to go. It doesn't work that way. A lot of it is what you give is what you get. Whatever you get put into it, you'll get out of it. Just like anything else in life, what you get out of it is what you put into it. So anyway, that's my little spiel, my little philosophical way of thinking. I get it. People like to be sponsored, but my thing is worry more about going out, giving back to the disc golf community, worry about upping your game. And if sponsorship, I hate to sound like in the cloud and cliche, but if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Was it? I guess it was JFK that said, ask not what you can do ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
Yes.
That's extremely accurate when it comes to sponsorship, at least sponsorship through dynamic discs. Here's a couple of blanket statements, so hear them as that. The hard truth of sponsorship is that there will always be more qualified players than there are sponsorship spots available, right? There are always going to be people who we think are great players, and they're doing a lot in their community, and they're playing well, they're winning tournaments, they're promoting our brand and everything like that. That's awesome. But maybe it's just not a right fit for us right now, or maybe geographically we've got a lot of presence in that area, and so we're not really looking to add right there. That's one of the hardest things about sponsorship that I think people don't understand quite as well. Just because you are killing it and you want to be sponsored by one company doesn't mean that it's going to happen now or really ever. But what you can do is work hard, right? If being a sponsored player is one of your goals, it needs to come from the fact that you've worked hard to get there. It's not like you're just starting out and saying, well, if I got sponsored, I could make more tournaments and I could have more stuff. I mean, yes, but it's kind of like what we talk about with Bobby and social media stuff with our players. We want to amplify what you're doing. We can't make you become more popular on social media or anything like that. But if you are working hard, we can amplify that. That's what sponsorship is for us. if one of our players comes to us, we want to help them grow and we want to help them get better. But what they've done leading up to that point is usually years and years and years of hard work, right? That's what it was for me. I played tournaments for years before I got on with Dynamic Discs. I bought countless discs before I had them given to me for free. I mean, and you know that as well.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing about sponsorship. What I would recommend that you do if you want to be a sponsored player, work hard at improving in disc golf, playing well at tournaments. But if you're wanting to be sponsored by Dynamic Discs, we want people who are active on social media and who are positive influences in their community. If you could be the best player in the world, and if you're not a positive influence, I'm not interested in having you on our team. So make a difference in those areas. And then if you think that you're ready, our sponsorship application is available on our website. If you go to dynamicdiscs.com and click on sponsorships, there's an application there. I have personally answered over 800 of those this year. So you need to know there are a lot of people who have the same idea as you. And like I said, there's just very few spots available right now because there are so many qualified people. But keep working hard.
Robert, would you say joining Team Trilogy is a great step if you're interested in being sponsored by one of our 3 companies?
Definitely a fantastic step. And that's what, when I do have to respond to a lot of those emails and say, we think you're doing great stuff, but it's just not a fit for us right now, I always recommend Team Trilogy to them. And Team Trilogy is a fan-based group of our 3 companies of Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, and Westside Discs. And those are people who are passionate about our brands, who want to throw and promote our brands and be surrounded by those like-minded type people. And if that's something for you, you can go to teamtrilogy.org and check that out. It's not for everybody, but if you do want to do something like that, that'll get you into a community of people who share your passion for our brands. Good
Absolutely.
Call.